In this point, we are going to discuss about the actual laboratory setup. That is how we are going to organize lab, what are the structural requirements of the plant tissue culture laboratory. So, what are the structural requirements of the plant tissue culture laboratory? The plant tissue culture laboratory requires basic organization that comprises three areas, as we have discussed earlier about this thing. That is, first area known as a general laboratory, where we are going to store our chemicals, our glasswares. We are going to do our daily work over there. That is the preparation of the media, weighing of the, for the preparation purpose, we need to weigh the chemicals, we need distilled water, so that type of the assembly will be there. And many other things like adjustment of the pH and all those things we are going to do. And there is also separate area within this general laboratory for the purpose of the media preparation. And then we are going to autoclave that media, that is the sterilization of the media we are going to do, and these things are transferred to the inoculation room, where we are going to do the another thing, that is the inoculation of the plant material or our explant into the bottle or onto the culture media. So after that, we are going to transfer it to the incubation room or culture room, so that we will be able to grow them over there. So the things are adjusted over there. So like temperature is adjusted, humidity is monitored and adjusted, light is also monitored and adjusted. So this type of the control environmental conditions will be maintained. And remember that inoculation room and incubation room will be free from the microorganisms. So we need to sterilize them. So such a type of the at least three different areas are required for the plant tissue culture laboratory. So this is the basic requirement of the plant tissue culture laboratory. So how to organize things within these three labs, we'll talk about that in the next slide. So what will be the ideal location for the plant tissue culture lab? So the location of the plant tissue culture lab shall confirm the land use plan of the area. The plant tissue culture lab should be located away from the source of the contamination. That means if you are going to set up your laboratory, it should be free from any type of the contamination. If there will be any kind of the contamination will enter in your laboratory, it will destroy your lab or your plants which are growing. And if the contaminants will grow, your plants will not grow. So you need to remember that. So while set up your laboratory, the place must be well confirmed away from the source of the contamination. Then the site shall be accessible to the service roads and water supply as well as electric supply, because these things are needed for the plant tissue culture. We need to carry different things into the laboratory, that is chemicals we need, and we need to transport our plant material into the market. So roads, service roads must be available. We need adequate water supply, because we need to prepare media, we need to grow that plants under controlled condition, as well as we need to harden that plants, that is acclimatization. During that time lot of water is consumed, because we need to maintain high amount of the humidity in initial time. We need to maintain the high humidity up to 100% and low light condition, and then slowly we are going to decrease the humidity and increase the light intensity. So we need adequate amount of the the water supply, as well as we need electricity. Without that the things will be not possible, because we need to control the environmental conditions. Means for that purpose we are going to use air conditioner, we are going to use lighting system in the culture room, and for all this purpose these things are necessary. So without all these things, the setup of the plant tissue culture laboratory would be not possible, and so we need all these facilities. So one more thing, so the site shall be well drained. It will be helpful for us, because it will avoid the contamination issue, as well as whatever we are using water, so it will be drained. So this is the general setup of the plant tissue culture laboratory. You will be able to see on the left side, so there is a general laboratory. So the general laboratory, there is the entrance is supposed to have a reception or the multi-purpose area. The area may be used for the various purposes. And then in the general laboratory, you can set up your equipments. There should be separate washing area. There should be separate area for the preparation of the media, for the culturing, preparation of the media. You need a proper area, and also you need to do many more works. So you should be able to do that. So such a areas must be there. So such a type of the setup is necessary. Then next to that is the inoculation room, and this should be connected to that general laboratory. So in this inoculation room, you are going to do the aseptic transfer of the plant material. You are going to bring the sample plant material from the general laboratory, and then you are going to treat it to remove the contaminants or the microorganisms from the surface of the plant material. So that work you are going to do here. So this laboratory is also very important. And another thing, so on the media you are going to inoculate that plant material. So that plant material, what you are going to inoculate on the media, you need to sterilize. So it is preferred that the autoclave, if it is connected, if you will be able to put your media into the autoclave from the general laboratory, and if you will be able to take out from the inoculation room, so that will be the ideal. So such a type of the room should be there. In this room, we are going to transfer the plant material onto the media. So after that, so all these bottles or the vessels, culture vessels, you need to take into the another room where you are going to maintain the environmental conditions like light, temperature, humidity. So you need to maintain that. So this room is known as a culture room or incubation room, where you are going to maintain the plants or the cultures for long time, maybe 4 weeks or more than that. So such a room should be there. So this type of the setup is required in the plant tissue culture. So we will talk about each laboratory one by one. So in the next slide, we are going to see about the all these setups in more details. So this is a general laboratory in which there is it is not necessary to arrange all these things as I have shown in this slide, but you may arrange according to your purpose, according to the utilization of the area for in the general laboratory. So you should remember that separate area is very necessary for the washing purpose. You need to wash your culture bottles, you need to wash your vessels, other whatever the instruments or other things whatever are there. So this type of the area should be there. So whatever the needed material over there should be supplied over there. Another thing is that arrangement of the equipments. You need to arrange your equipments as per your need. So that is very important. So there is a separate inoculation room, as we have discussed about. It must have easy access to the sterile media. If the media is prepared in another room and you are going to carry it to the inoculation room, means you are going to increase the chance of the contamination. And to avoid that, if it is accessible to the sterilization facility where you are going to make the media sterile, so if it is connected to the this aseptic manipulation room, that would be the best thing. So you will decrease the chance of the contamination after sterilization. In the next slide, we will talk about the culture room. So this culture room is also very important thing, where you are going to grow your plantlets. So you are going to maintain the light, temperature and humidity. So all the necessary facilities like air conditioner, humidifiers and the lighting, which should be arranged in this room properly. So and the chance of the contamination, to avoid the chance of the contamination, this lab should be accessible easily from the what we say the inoculation room. So structural requirements of the plant tissue culture laboratory, if we will talk, so it is not necessary to arrange in the things in the same way. It depends on user. So you can decide, or you are free to take your decision, and that is very important. If you will take your decision, if you will organize properly as per your need and as per your ease, so that will be the best what we say the practice to do so. In the maintenance of the aseptic condition is of prime importance, and to achieve that one may suggest some different way and achieve the aseptic environment in the laboratory. So we should try to maintain aseptic environment in all the three labs. It is not possible to maintain 100% aseptic conditions under aseptic conditions in the general laboratory, but we should avoid the chances of the contamination, and for that purpose you are free to arrange or organize your things as per your need. So structural requirements of the plant tissue culture laboratory, so you need to remember that, so you are going to decrease the each and every chance of the contamination, because location of the media preparation and inoculation room or the culture room may cause chance of the or may increase the chance of the contamination, and we should avoid that. So for example, if positions of the doors are opposite to each other, so the door which is used for the entrance in the general laboratory is opposite to the door used to enter into the inoculation room or culture room. So if they are in front of each other, so it will cause the chance of the contamination. So we should avoid that. So the doors, if you see the, if you remember the arrangement of the laboratory for commercial plant tissue culture laboratory, you will find that there are generally no windows and doors are not opposite to each other. So these things should be followed. So under the structural requirements, so there are certain things we need to recall here. So the ceiling shall be at least 2.4 meters from the finished floor. The roof structure should be treated with anti-rust paint, and the wall should be concreted, smooth finished, and should be properly painted with anti-fungal type of the epoxic paints. So it is necessary because it may be possible on the walls, so there may be a possibility that the different type of the fungi or the fungal spores or fungal fragments may grow on the wall if the wall is of not such a type. So the paints which are using, so they are actually contain more amount of the carbon, and because of that it may, and generally we see during the rainy season, so there is a growth on the these walls. So this growth will cause chance of the increase the chance of the contamination, and to avoid this we need such a type of the painting. Under the structural requirement, we should remember that main doorways should be around 1.5 meter wide and should be painted with the rust resistant material, and should not contain the what we say the or absorb the moisture, and floor is concreted, smooth, non-skid. And one more thing important regarding the regarding the floor is that slope. It should be having the slope of 2 to 4% towards the drain, so that while washing it will help us to remove all the water used for the washing purpose. So these are the main what we say the structural requirements of the plant tissue culture. There are other requirements of the plant tissue culture. We will talk about that in the next part.